Alright guys, so that video is still in the process of being uploaded right now for the calculations of speed and how long it takes your ride to decelerate at the end. So while that's being uploaded to YouTube so that I can post that on Schoology for you guys, I'm going to go ahead and try to make a different roller coaster to show you what to do and calculate when your roller coaster doesn't have enough speed to make it all the way through without belts. So what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and try to change my original roller coaster to try to get my second hill to be just a little bit larger than the first. So I'm just going to have to kind of play around with this here. I don't know if it looks like that's not going to really do much for me. So 0.1, let's maybe make, instead of having x minus 6, maybe x minus 10. Nope, too big. If I make that a little bit smaller. Okay, let's see. Throw a negative in one of these. Nope, don't want to do that. Let's see, we'll kind of keep playing around with it here. Let's maybe make this negative. Not happening. Let's see. I'm trying to get this second hill to be higher for you guys and kind of figuring out how we can make that work. Let's see here. What does that look like? Ooh, whoa. That's going to be big. I like it though. Let's see. Let's maybe make this even smaller. Ooh, there we go. I like that. Okay. So we're going to use this as our new roller coaster this time. And because I don't have an x-intercept to start at, it looks like I'm going to start here. Let's see. Up to there, up to here. Cool. Now, obviously, this roller coaster is not something that you would be able to use just because you're going to have too many complex solutions. Now, one thing I could do if I wanted to still use this, I would just need to move it down just a little bit instead of maybe having a line or something there. Let's maybe make it a little smaller, something like this. Cool, I like this even better. All right. So let's see here. It's a lot of intervals. Tell you what, just for the sake of time, let's go ahead and just start at the y-intercept still. So let's go ahead and calculate just using these points. Now, obviously, if this was your roller coaster, you could choose to add in another interval here and maybe start at an x-intercept, go down first, or even start at negative 0.732 and kind of go up from there. But let's go ahead and use this because I'm thinking, at least I'm hoping, that at this point where we take this hill up, that we're going to run out of speed and have to put in some tracks. Okay, so similar to what we did with the last roller coaster, I'm going to go ahead and take a screenshot here just to move this into OneNote so you can kind of refer back to it. And let's see what we can do here. So here's kind of the work from last time. I'm going to just down here towards the bottom, we'll go ahead and insert that image here, and that way we can go ahead and work out these calculations as well. Make that a little smaller. Cool. I like it. Okay, so first things first, that very first interval here, where you're going from 0 up to 1.16. Remember, that's going to be one where, if that's where you're starting, you are traveling at a constant speed of 1 meter per second. So this second interval, where you're going from 1.106 to positive 3, there's going to be kind of our first true interval. So let's do this. Final velocity minus initial velocity, which again, initial velocity was the 1 meter per second. And then your acceleration, we are going down, so we are picking up speed, positive 9.8 meters per second. And then you're taking 3 minus 1.106, and that should get us the right side of our equation. So let's go ahead and put that in. We're going to take 9.8 multiplied by 3 minus, let's see here, it was this 1.106. Ends up giving you a positive 18.56. So 18.56, 12, I believe. And then to solve for your final velocity, just add 1 to each side. So 19.5612 meters per second for that interval. Okay, here comes the next interval. And again, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that we run out of speed here. Let's find out. So, final velocity. Let's just leave that alone for right now. We'll see if that ends up being negative. That'll be what tells us that we need to go back and change some stuff. So, this time we're decelerating negative 9.8. We're going to take 5.966 and subtract 3, which would be the beginning of the ride from that. So our final velocity minus 19.5612 is equal to, this is where we'll put that in our calculator, so a negative 9.8 multiplied by, in parentheses, we're going to take 5.966 minus 3, so 5.966 minus 3. Let's see where that gets us. Yes, cool. So, negative 29.0668. Okay, which, if it were you doing it, you might be sitting there like, no, not cool, I have to do some more work. But that'll be good for showing you this video. So, negative 29 point, I think it was 6608? 0668. I want to make sure I get that right. So, negative 29.0668. And that way, when we add over the 19.5612, so add over the 19.5612, what you're going to see is that you end up with negative speed, negative 9.5056 meters per second, which is bad, not something you want to have happen. So let's figure out our belts now. Here's how you're going to do that. We're basically going to go back to the drawing board. And so really the rest of this equation, all of this work, we really aren't going to get to use. Instead, what we're going to do, we're basically going to replace v sub f with 0 and this 5.966 with the final time. That way we can calculate what it is and what time it is when our roller coaster runs out of speed. So 0 is going to be our new final velocity, meaning that we want to find where our roller coaster reaches the speed of 0. Now, the 19.5612 remains the same. Is equal to, you're still decelerating, so still negative 9.8. Now, what we don't know this time is we don't know the final time. We don't know at what time do we reach that speed of 0. So, first thing you can do to simplify, the left side of your equation is essentially going to just be the negative final speed that you had going in. So the negative 19.5612 is equal to negative 9.8. You've got your final time minus 3. Now, one thing you could do if you wanted, you could distribute negative 9.8 and solve that way. I would go ahead and just divide. So I would just take your negative 19.5612 and divide by negative 9.8. So let's see what we get there. Negative 19.5612 divide by negative 9.8 gets us this, 1.996. So almost 2 exactly. I'll go ahead and keep the decimals though. So 1.996, we'll keep it to 3 decimals. 1.996, oops, 2 nines, is equal to, remember you divided this negative 9.8, so all you have left is your final time minus 3. So all you would do in this case is add 3 to each side. You get 4.996 as the final time where your roller coaster runs out of speed. So then what you'd have to say is starting at 4.996, so basically, let's see, here's 4, here would be 5, so basically right at 5, this section right here, all the way up to your ride right here, is going to be the place where you need to put in belts. So it ends up being exactly 1 second. I don't know how it worked out so well. It ends up being exactly 1 second that you'll need belts for, 4.996 to 5.966. Well, I guess off by a little bit, so not quite a full second, but that would be where you would need to put in belts. Now, keep in mind, when you do put in belts, your speed right here is still going to be that 1 meter per second, same as it was over here. Belts always go at 1 meter per second. So then when you look to calculate your final interval here, you're going to have to use 1 meter per second as your initial speed. Now, as for this interval right here, really, I don't need you to even calculate a speed there because your final speed ends up being 0 right here. So really, I don't need you to do any extra calculations there as long as you understand where you need to put in those belts. Alright guys, so I'm hoping this video helps you out with that in case you are needing to put in some belts somewhere on your ride. I hope that if you have any other questions, feel free to email me. I'm trying to get back to you guys as soon as I possibly can. And hopefully I'll have this other video uploaded for you shortly. I'll get this one that we just finished doing up as soon as this one is done uploading. And hopefully those will help you guys out with creating and finishing off those roller coasters. Keep in mind, guys, it doesn't take all that long to go back and change your ride. I mean, you saw how long it took me to, for instance, get this ride. So I know that some of you are dead set on using your roller coaster that you came up from the beginning, but just know that it's okay to go back and change things if you need to. So, I will see you tomorrow. Hopefully these videos help. Hopefully they give you an idea of kind of what you can do with your roller coaster. And we'll see how those presentations go. Have a good Sunday, guys. I'll see you back tomorrow.